here's big idea number 2. There are 2 price discussions. There's 2 separate ones. And so, as you know, if you followed me, I have done a lot of, I say reading, studying about linguistics. I find it interesting, even though I'm terrible with languages, but I do like to understand how it is that we communicate. And the first price discussion happens at with what language is, which is what we call a high level abstraction. So since it is a high level of abstraction, it is not all it is I can't think of a better word for it, ballparking, right? Price should never be a surprise, but a lot of failed proposals, when we dig into it, we realize that we never talked about price until we gave it to them, or the client never really gave us an idea of what price was because they didn't know, right? They were until they got right down to it, and then they didn't have a budget for the project, or they just don't believe that that's gonna happen, right? So that's the importance of bringing up the abstract version of your price early and first, is so that you can move past it and find out if it's going to be a fit. My biggest problem when I work with clients I tend to, it's sticker shock. I'm sure they look, I've been told, Greg, it's just way too expensive. I think I can get that cheaper elsewhere. A statement like that, is, when you unpack it, just has so many things that I did wrong for them to end up that way. Most of it being that they have a hard time differentiating me from the rest of the market. But one of the other reasons is that upfront, I never really got price cleared. So if I said upfront $50,000, and why do I do it? It's easy. If I say, that my projects are between $50,000 and $100,000, there's a segment of people that I meet, the vast majority of people I meet, that they're just not willing to spend that kind of money, or they don't have it. The size of the business doesn't have it, or they just don't invest that much in outside help. And I need to know that right away, because I need to move on before I invest too much time and get my hopes up too much on the front end. And even though I know that the value provided is far in excess of the investment required, right? Or else I don't enter into the project. I don't enter into a project if there's only going to be $50,000 of value and my cost is $50,000, that's a bad economic decision. So knowing that, I've bought into, and the clients have bought into too, the idea that it's not a fit. We can ballpark that and we can figure that out early on, and we can end the discussion. I can help them by sending them to other resources where they may be able to get close to what it is that they're after, but it will be a much better fit when it comes to budget.